Hello everyone. I uploaded a poll a couple of weeks ago about what you wanted to see on the Dark Knight of Steel channel after the comic book reviews and music videos, and y'all voted for a DC Marvel collection. So in this special video, grab some snacks, get a drink, or you can get some popcorn with your DC or Marvel buckets. So I'm going to show you my Marvel/DC collection. In the meantime, be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you want to, subscribe for more videos. And yeah, let me know down in the comments below your most prized possession in either your DC or Marvel collection out there. Here we go. First off, we have this little tin here from the Batman. Then we have Catwoman here and the Batman and these little mini posters from Little Caesars. Over here we have this Zack Snyder's Justice League poster along with a Henry Cavill Superman. Over here we have Joaquin Phoenix Joker prints from IMAX and AMC theaters. Then we have Superman and this little motion board. These I got from my brother-in-law and sister. Yeah, it's meant for kids, but they got it for me on my birthday. They're kind of cool little motion posters with Batman, and then here with the Avengers. Over here we have this Joker illustration, which is drawn by an illustrator who does comics, John Lucas. He did Before Houdini. He's done some other comic book works. He was at my local comic book shop and he drew this Joker portrait for me. Okay, here, starting the collection, we have Robert Pattinson's Batman, McFarlane figure, Batfleck from Justice League, Superman, and Wonder Woman. This isn't DC or Marvel, but this is the way. Then we have Darkseid over here. I love this Armored Edition Darkseid. Then we have Shazam, a little gallery figure with the one ring to rule them all. Over here we have the Avengers Infinity War popcorn bucket. I got this when my father and I went to go see this on opening night. This was quite the film, let me tell you. Over here is Unite the League with Justice League. I got this when I first saw Justice League back in 2017. Yeah, that was a miserable experience, but let me tell you, at least I can have some popcorn on a real Justice League movie now. Then we have Wonder Woman 1984 popcorn bucket. I got this dirt cheap at AMC theaters back during the pandemic, like early 2021, and they had this on sale. I guess they didn't sell that much in 2020, but I like it. It's really cool. I'm a big fan of Wonder Woman, and this is gold, and yeah. And speaking of cups, we have this minimalistic kind of abstract artwork for Avengers Infinity War with all the characters. Overall, I really like it, and this was the cup I had when I saw Justice League, Unite the League. Going to Superman, this was back at Cinemark Theaters when Man of Steel came out. I absolutely love this film. One of the most underrated, best Superman films out there. It's just epic. Going with theater cups, we also have this little small cup I got at Cinemark for seeing the Batman with Robert Pattinson. Then we have this little Superman action figure. I have some action figures up every now and then on the shelf. Batman Forever, Batmobile, and Adam West. Again, Spider-Man come out to play Green Goblin. This is a Funko Pop from Dark Knight Rises that I actually won in a superhero trivia contest when I was in college. Dr. Pepper can. I used to have some of Spider-Man 2 and X2 back in the day, but this is from Spider-Man Far From Home, BVS, Wonder Woman, and then Wonder Woman with Superman and Batman on BVS. This is heresy to some, but over here is like my entire like DC Marvel collection so far on Blu-ray. So we have the Captain America trilogy, Iron Man trilogy, the Avengers quadrilogy, and then the best film out of Phase 4 in my opinion, Shang-Chi, is a highly underrated film. I love this film. Another underrated Marvel film from the MCU is The Incredible Hulk. Then over here we have the Spider-Man trilogy. Then we have the Amazing Spider-Man films with Andrew Garfield. Then we have the Homecoming trilogy. All three Tom Holland Spider-Man films. This isn't comic books, but Ghostbusters. Then with Malibu Comics with Marvel, we have Men in Black. Then going on to DC, we have Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition, the Snyder Cut. It Exists, Wonder Woman. Then we have like this Target edition of Wonder Woman 84. I love this cover. Aquaman. We have this lenticular of Shazam, lenticular of the Suicide Squad. Then we have a Target edition of Birds of Prey. Target Digibook editions of the Suicide Squad here. I hope to one day see an Ayer version. And then Justice League, which it kind of sucks that this crappy film has such an amazing cover from Target. Then we have Watchmen from HBO. Going to Watchmen, I also have the film with Zack Snyder along with The End is Nigh in a bundle pack from the PS3 with a movie and video game. Swamp Thing, underrated DC Universe show, probably my favorite along with Doom Patrol here. Then we have Titans. Not the best, but it's underrated. Season 3, I think, is my favorite along with Season 1, although the Deathstroke stuff here is really cool. And yeah, who doesn't love Donna Troy? Batman Beyond. Then we have Batman, the animated series. The Batman. Going over here, we have Joker. Batman Anthology. Then we have X-Men. X2, X-Men United, Last Stand, First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, Dark Phoenix, kind of like the Chris Claremont vibe of this artwork. Then we have X-Men Origins Wolverine, The Wolverine, which is a vast improvement over the first film if you ask me. Then of course the best X-Men film of them all, Logan. And then Deadpool. Going with a bit of Marvel on DVD, we have Daredevil, the complete second season. I kind of regret not getting the first 2 seasons on Blu-ray, but what can I say? Then we have Daredevil with Ben Affleck, underrated flick. Also have the director's cut version of the film. This isn't Vengeance, this is Punishment. Punisher with Thomas Jane, underrated film. We also have the extended cut of Punisher with Thomas Jane, and then Punisher Warzone. Cheesy kind of B-movie film, but I love the Garth Ennis Max series look of this Blade. I need to upgrade, this is old. Then we have Blade 2, probably my favorite Blade film, one of my favorite Guillermo del Toro films, along with Hellboy. Then we have Blade Trinity, and it's sad that this is the last time we saw this character. Over here down in the Batmans, we have the Dark Knight trilogy, the Adam West complete series. Going with Adam West, we have the movie, along with Return of the Caped Crusaders, and then my favorite, Batman vs. Two-Face. Then we have a steelbook of Dark Knight Returns, The Killing Joke, Under the Red Hood. Then down here, we have Smallville. Then we have V for Vendetta, Superman the movie, Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, Justice League Doom. Then we have Justice League, the complete series, which has the original show and Justice League Unlimited. Superman Doomsday. Season 1 of Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. Over here we have Cyborg. Overall, not a bad figure. Steppenwolf. Aquaman. And then, yeah. Then we have a brief history guide of Batman over the years. Michael Uslan's story, The Boy Who Loved Batman. I love this memoir. It's about the executive producer of all the Batman films from Batman 89 onward. I absolutely love this man's story. Then we have The Tales of Batman, as well as The Adventures of Batman, and both of them make one image. Then we have the graphic novel of Watchmen, probably one of the best literary works of the 20th century. Then we have Batman the Long Halloween. I love this. R.I.P. Rest in peace, Tim Sell. I love the artwork of this. This is one of the best Batman stories. Batman Hush. Iconic storyline there. Dark Knight Returns, one of the best of the best. Dark Knight Strikes Again, I don't think it's as good as the original, but it's okay in its own right. But my favorite after the first would be Dark Knight Master Race. This one, for the third volume, is just epic from start to finish, and I think it's just a bit more focused. Then we have Batman Year One. What can I say? What Frank Miller did for the older Batman, he also did for the young Batman starting out. Then we have Bruce Wayne, Murderer. Love this. Batman Widening Gyre and Batman Cacophony. I wish it would get a sequel. Dark Knight, a Batman story by Paul Dini. Joker by Brian Azzarello, and then The Killing Joke, as well as Superman's Secret Origin. We then have Superman Batman Warship, The Death of Superman, The World Without Superman, finally the Return of Superman. I love all the different Supermans and seeing him in the black suit. Hell yeah. Then we have the Judas Contract story arc of the New Titans. I gotta love the Marv Wolfman and George Perez. May he rest in peace as well. We've lost a lot of talented artists with Neil Adams, Tin Cell, and George Perez. Going on to Marvel, we have X-Men Days of Future Past. I absolutely love this arc. One of my all-time favorites. We have Daredevil Born Again. Another Frank Miller. Punisher War Journal Going Out West is one of my favorites. It's after the death of Captain America in Civil War, and Punisher does nothing but kill a bunch of neo-Nazi skinheads. It's beautiful. And then we have one of the first trade backs, one of the first Marvel comics that my brother gave me. It's Marvel's Secret Wars. This is classic, and yeah, Spider-Man gets a symbiote suit in this one. He also gave me Marvel X-Men The Extinction Agenda. And then, of course, who could forget the classic Dark Phoenix saga from the Uncanny X-Men. Mixing it up from superheroes, we have the sequel to The Lost Boys from DC Vertigo, as well as The Reign of Frogs. And then for Marvel, we have the adaptation of Anita Blake Vampire Hunter, Volumes 1 and 2 from Marvel Comics. My brother also gave me the DC Comics Guide to Pencil and Comics. This is actually what helped me learn how to draw, and that's the reason why I can draw as good as I can right now, is because of this book. Then there's the Essential Encyclopedia of Batman. Awesome little encyclopedia of knowledge. Then we have a Heroes and Villains Guide to Arrow Seasons 1 and 2. I loved Green Arrow in the beginning of this show. Smallville, the role-playing game. Next up, we have the art and making of the Dark Knight trilogy. Overall, this is an awesome book going over pre-production, production, post-production, every aspect of the Dark Knight trilogy and how it was made. Then we have the DC Comics Encyclopedia, a visual guide to the Arkham universe, Justice League of America. Then we have the Marvel Encyclopedia. Love this. Then we have a DC Comics year-by-year visual history. Batman, the definitive history of the past 80 years of the Dark Knight. I freaking love this book. This is a must-have for any and every Batman fan. And then this kind of pertains to Marvel and DC, but it's a history about the great American comic books from its inception all the way to like the early 2000s. Then we have this little DC Vault guide that has a bunch of artwork and different things from the DC Comics universe from its inception all the way to the 21st century. Here is an art book for Batman Arkham Origins. It's pretty much like all the concept art of the video game. I really hope the remaster news for the PS5 and Xbox One are true, because I would love to play this remaster. I think the story is very underrated. This is kind of off topic, but it's a video game magazine that features Wonder Woman from Wonder Woman 84. And then this is more recent. This is the ultimate guide to Batman from his inception all the way to the Pattinson film. I love how this has everything from every single Batman movie. It's a very extensive guide for the character, and yeah, it's awesome. Here is the complete history of the Batmobile. So it's pretty much from the beginning of the comics all the way to the Tumblr. It may have been Affleck's, but I don't think so. I think it's just to Christian Bale's. I think it's just to the Christian Bale films. Going to the McFarlane toys, we have different cards that go with each character. So this is pretty much from the Zack Snyder's Justice League run, Wonder Woman 84, and the Batman more recently. We have Wonder Woman from 84 boxed up from DC Multiverse, Batfleck, The Flash, Aquaman, Superman, Cyborg, and then over here we have a boxed up Steppenwolf, and then this awesome gold label edition with Darkseid. I love how he looks at the comic book Darkseid. Going to video game collection, we have this little light as BVS. It's not lit up at the moment, but have some Marvel and DC games, so let's take a look. So here is Watchmen: The End Is Nigh, again as I showed you earlier. Then for PS2 we have Ghost Rider, very underrated God of War type of video game with the Spirit of Vengeance. We have Punisher here. It didn't come with a case, but it's the video game, very underrated Marvel game with Thomas Jane back as the Punisher. Then we have Spider-Man on PS2, the original Spider-Man on the PS1, Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro, and then going to PS3 we have Spider-Man 3 the game, which is actually like much better than the movie, believe it or not. Then we have The Wolf Among Us, based on the DC comics from Telltale. Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. I actually have Batman Telltale, but it's digital. But going to Mortal Kombat, we have Injustice Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition and Injustice 2. Here we have Batman Arkham Origins, Batman Arkham Asylum, Batman Arkham City, and Batman Arkham Knight. Continuing Batman, we have Lego Batman the video game on PS2, Batman Vengeance, very underrated game. We have its sequel, Batman Rises Sin Tzu, Batman Begins the video game, which was probably my favorite Batman game before Arkham Asylum. Superman Returns the video game. Justice League Heroes, which is kind of like an X-Men Legends Baldur's Gate type of video game. Going back to Marvel, we have Spider-Man on PS4, the version that has the original Peter Parker design. Then we have Spider-Man Miles Morales. Guardians of the Galaxy, which is actually better than the movies. This is a really underrated video game that I absolutely love. And speaking of underrated, despite it getting trashed, I absolutely love Marvel's Avengers. It's more like the comic books, and it's a shame that critics really trash this, because this is probably like the ultimate Avengers experience. Next up, here's a quick collection of comic books from both DC and Marvel.